Hi, it's Ryan from Knights Around a Table, and oh my goodness, it's the moment you've all been waiting for, the sequel to possibly the greatest YouTube video ever. I can't start it off like that. Hi, it's Ryan from Knights Around a Table, and here it is, the moment you've been waiting for a few weeks now if you follow along with the channel. This is the sequel to possibly the greatest video that's ever appeared on here. This is Mystery Unboxing Part 2. Now, to catch you up, in case you can't quite see you there, hold on, let me move this aside. To catch you up, in case you didn't see the first video, I'll stick a link up here, so go click the I if you want to go run and see it now. One of my patrons, a crucial patron to me, by the way, I didn't say this in the last video, but DMExplains, in addition to being a financial backer and supporter on Patreon, is also so great about retweeting stuff that I post and liking things on Facebook. He's a real, he's an absolute gem and a real booster. And if you want to go see what he's all about, he's actually a chemical engineering prof down stateside. So if you are interested in chemical engineering or how to use MATLAB, and why wouldn't you be? I say that's so sarcastic. I'm not into math, but I realize so many people in the world are. But if you want to learn some stuff about MATLAB, he'll teach you there on his channel. And again, click the I, I'll put a link there, and you can go check out what DMExplains plies on his YouTube channel. As for what I ply on my YouTube channel, I open up games. DMExplains sent me 2 of them, and I unboxed the first one in the last mystery unboxing video. And now it's time to reveal what the second one is. Now, I caught a glimpse of it during the first video. I took the top game off and saw what this was. So I know, but you don't know. And you know what? Beyond knowing the name of the game, that's about the extent of what I know. So we're going to discover together. So, without further ado, let's delve into the box and see what's in there. Mystery unboxing game number 2 is upside down. It's Pulsar 2849. Oh my gosh. What do I know about this thing? So very precious little. I do know that it is by CGE, which is a publisher that's fast becoming one of my absolute favorites. So many great games come out of CGE, and they haven't paid me to say this at all. But I'm talking Tzolk'in. I'm talking, I forget. Alchemists, I'm talking Codenames, I'm talking Dungeon Pets. So many awesome mid to heavyweight Euro-ish strategy titles, which Codenames is kind of an odd man out. Also Letter Jam they did, which I didn't pick up, and Trap Words. So they do a bunch of, you know, they've got games that run the gamut, all fit in all different pockets. But I like the mid to heavyweight Euros, and I think this might be one of them. Here's why DMExplains, I think, sent me Pulsar 2849. Because he knows that I like dice worker placement games very, very much. And I think this is a dice worker placement game. Let's take a look at the back of the box. He knows that I like space very, very much. And he has followed along the comments on the channel and has seen multiple people say to me on the channel, hey, if you like this game and that game, you'd really like Pulsar 2849. So here it is, Pulsar 2849. Space game, 2 to 4 players, 14 plus, and if you break that rule, they'll haul you away to jail. 60 minutes to 100 minutes. There's a whole components list on the back. You don't see that very often on games, I don't find. That's usually like a first page of the instruction manual kind of thing, but whatever, they threw it on the back of the box to tell you all the great stuff you're getting. And of course, we have to read the compelling story that some intern has written on the back of the box. Pulsar 2849. It is the year, wait for it, 2849, and humanity has harnessed the power of the pulsars, which I think my astronomy isn't so good. Those are those dying stars or a type of star? Some energy source anyway. Now we must find a way to distribute this power throughout these stars. So, are they stars? If we're distributing the power of them throughout the stars? I don't know. Once again, if you'd like to correct my ignorance, you can comment in the comment section below the video. In this Euro-style game, good news. Players explore space, claim pulsars, and discover technologies that will help them build energy distribution infrastructure on a cosmic scale. Dice are used to purchase actions, and players choose their dice from a communal pool. So dice drafting, dice worker placement, interesting. There are many paths to victory, so you can blaze your own trail to a bright future. Excellent, let's grab the knife and crack it open. This is the box opening music. Hope you like it. Hope it doesn't sound like any other music, or else YouTube will copyright strike the video. Here we are. Now, I've said this in previous videos, but here's what's going on. I'm going to open this box, and it may or may not create a sound. And that sound is known here on Knights Around the Table channel as a box fart. And we would really like to get to the bottom of how to make boxes make box farts, because I think that I have been very delicate in opening boxes and can't get them to make noises anymore. And DMExplains himself said, well, you just kind of like pop it off half-cocked or tilted, and then you'll get a really good noise. So let's try his method. Now, if you have boxes that make horrendously rude noises that would make the queen flee if she's over for dinner, I would like you to film said box farts and send them to me along with your permission to use them. I'll put them together in a compilation, and we will get down to the bottom of which board game has the best box fart. So, witness Pulsar 2849 box fart. Nada. I just can't get it. I just can't get a noise. Box fartometer, zilcho. But perhaps you can do better. Let me know. Send me your box farts. We have a lot of plastic baggies. And interestingly, CG is one of the few companies I know that bags certain components, and I open them up and I'm like, wow, somebody sat there assembling this somewhere. I don't know if they use factories in China, if they're doing that in the Czech Republic, but I've seen a little bit of that going on. Now I'm seeing a lot of pieces that I have not seen in any other game, which is something that I really like to point out when I do an unboxing. These are dice, but look, they're all like silvery dice, and one of them is a red die. And that's unusual, because usually I see dice worker placement games with dice of different colors. And then down here is a baggie full of plastic pieces, and some of them are milky, semi-translucent. I guess there's no such thing as semi-translucent. It's semi-transparent, which means translucent. They're translucent anyway. Milky cubes and really pointy. I hope those are ships. Yes, they look like ships. So the player colors red, green, blue, and yellow. Standard fare. What's this little guy? Oh, what is this little guy? He's a little marker of some kind. He looks like baby Pac-Man with a little preemie little tuft of hair on there or something. I don't know. Or Pac-Man before the nose job. I don't even know what's happening. And then over here we have a bag of discs that look scrumptious. Now, I was booted off of Reddit once for posting I mean, it's pretty easy to get booted off of Reddit, but this is on the Our Board Games forum, and I posted something that said, what's the most delicious looking board game component? And stick in your mouth. And these are vying as contenders for that crown. Look at these scrumptious little delectable, dangerous if swallowed bits in the player colors, little discs, presumably to mark things. I'm going to say they mark things. I'm going out on a limb. I know I'm risking my whole reputation of knowing what games do. I'm going to say they do things. Excuse me, they mark things, not they do things. That would be entirely incorrect. Round overview, we'll skip that, but this looks like a little player guide that you give to everybody. Blam, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go, maybe we'll take a look at that in a second. And a little catalog promo with a bunch of the games that I just mentioned. Pictomania I forgot to mention, but I do own it. Trap Words. Sanctum they didn't send to me. I was very sad that I didn't get a copy. Adrenaline never played. Codenames. We don't need to go through all of these, but Through the Ages. Very interested in Through the Ages. Have you played that? Friends of mine told me, this is not me angling for you to send me Through the Ages, but unless you're CG, then by all means send me Through the Ages. They just had a expansion come out for Through the Ages, and I've been told that that would be up my alley as well. The Pulsar 2849 rulebook, not not slim pickings by any means. It's thickish. This is by Vladimir Suchi. I don't know how to pronounce names in general, but this is 18 pages. Lots of full color picture examples, but heavy duty text. Vladimir, what else did Vladimir do? Did he do Alchemists? If he did, I love it. I can't remember if he did. I get the two, so I get the two Vlads confused. They've got two guys who are game designers for them at CGA, both named Vlad, and one of them is the designer of Dungeon Pets and Space Alert, and one of them I think is the designer of Last Will. I think Last Will, which I really enjoyed. I'll have to look it up. Join me on BGG later on. And this is a, spicy. This is a technology tree. Oh my lands. Wow, that's, there's some stuff going on in here. I can't even decipher, but symbols and codes and things you can do with dice. Scrumptious. These are the boards that go around. It's a roundish board, as we saw from the back of the box. I'll put that one here. I changed my camera not focal length, viewing angle, so that everything would be a little bit closer up, because I'm still, during the pandemic, I'm still waiting on a webcam that I can put off to the side, and when I want to show you something up close, I can just slip that in there and you'll see it large and in charge. But for now, I changed the viewing angle, but now it means that when I have a very large board, I can't show you the whole thing on camera at the same time. So I'll show you those two pieces. Lovely, thick card, nothing cheapo feeling about that. And this gorgeous, look at that die-cut circular board. Oh, pretty. I'll pan the camera around. There you go. Look at that space. You know what that reminds me of? You ever played Master of Orion or Gal Civ, Galactic Civilizations? That's what that reminds me of. You know, all these planets connected. Are these pulsars? What is a pulsar, really? Nobody knows. Least of all me. A bunch of, I presume, pulsars connected with little lines. Those look like roots in order to get from place to place. Let's see what the shippy doodles look like when they're placed on this mat. I assume that's what happens with them. They go on the board. The ships are even like semi-transparent themselves. I wonder if they go up like this on their butts. I think they do. They go on their butts. They don't go on their tummies. That's why they're shaped in that strange way. They got little dorsal fins on their backs. So that's kind of how they'll look. Once again, I wish I could get in closer for you, but that's the deal. That's the deal with those. Neato. What else is in the box? I'm going to keep that board on there because it looks so pretty. We've got some things to punch out. I'm going to presume that these are people that we can be or people that we can consult with. We've got Space Helmet Lady and Beard Man, which I believe are their official names. Don't look it up. I think I'm correct about that. And some of these little tokeny things. These are big round tokens that say 1 on them. A couple more things. These look like, I had to guess, they'd probably be player boards. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are certainly player boards. Woohoo! They're skidding across the table. What crazy nonsense going on in this game. Places to put dice, to get things, to do stuff. And more of these people. Now I don't think that there are people that you can be, because there are too many of them. There are more than 4. So I assume that these are people perhaps you can entreat with. One of the coolest video games I ever played in my life. I'm going to leave her in there. She looks like she needs to be cut from the sprue. One of the coolest video games I ever played was Star Control. The Star Control series, but Star Control 2 in particular was really, really cool. And one of the things you're doing in there, as well as in Gal Civ and a few others, is you have to be diplomatic with space aliens. So I wonder if this is you know, a person that you have to appease with dice and tokens and things. I don't know. If you've played this game, of course, you can let me know in the comments. An interestingly cut board. Look at that. That does who knows what. Has to do with that complicated tech tree. there's another one. And many more tokens. These ones say 2 and 3 with the same icon on them. And the 2s are smaller than the 3s. So another, oh, just by a little bit. So another visual cue. That's nice when designers add visual cues. So it's not just, you know, nowadays you can't make things just colors, right? Because you've got colorblind people to worry about. So you make them specific colors, which goes further along, but then there are different types of color blindness. So then you also have to add shapes so that colorblind people have an easier time playing the game. A few more of these stair-steppy cut boards, which I'm going to presume go around the edge of the board around here somewhere. And I wonder if they rotate around, look like got kind of like a minutes kind of thing, or if that's a score tracker. Most likely a score tracker, because those round tokens that we saw earlier don't those look like scoring chits using that little orbital icon? But this doesn't really fit that board so well, so maybe it doesn't go there. I wonder if it goes on the big one. Does it fit on the big one? Fits better-ish on the big one. Maybe it goes in here. I don't know. It's got notches in here. What do the notches do? I don't even know. I'm so lost. Oh my gosh. I'll figure it out later. Next, another stair-steppy board that's bound to confuse me even further. And a few more that are 2 layers instead of 3 layers. Oh, I think my autofocus is back on again. I'm so sorry if it's going... camera's going blurry while you're trying to watch this. Try to avoid that. Here we go. So much stuff, so much iconography to figure out, so many things to learn. I dig it. That's exciting. The last game, the other game that I unboxed that's DMExplains sent along, which if you've watched the video you know is, but I won't say it here. I really enjoyed. We played it once. I'll tell you more about that game in another video, but we played it once and I really had a good time with it. Cheryl, not so much, because you're supposed to deal out starting hands in that game, and they're marked, and we didn't, and she was and then every other game you play you're supposed to draft cards to make sure you don't get a bum deal. So we didn't do either of those two things, and so my wife Cheryl got a bum deal. She's like, I'm never playing that game again, which is unfortunate because I desperately want to play that game again. If you watch the video, I know which game I'm talking about. These rings, I think the donut holes in the middle are meant to be discarded, but I daren't. So I'm going to keep them in the box until I figure out how to play the game. But I think you're just supposed to grab these rings. And I don't know, these little tokens that appear to depict 4 dice. And since the things that I think are scoring tokens are all different sizes, or are they? Do they fit in there? They aren't different sizes. They fit exactly in there. Forget everything I said about colorblind people. You can't play. No, I don't know. Looks like they do fit in there. So what do I know? Oh, but look. Look, this is a nice plus-minus icon that implies the same kind of thing that the Castles of Burgundy has going on, where you can manipulate dice and adjust pips up and down, which I really, really like. And if you saw my video about 5 things I love about board games, that was one of the things, not to spoil it or anything, but dice mitigation. When you have a game where you're rolling dice and you got to place them in different places, you're going to feel really stuck if it's like, you got a 2 and you need a 3. I mean, that's how every game of Trouble and Sorry end, and that's not very fun at all. But if you've got a mechanic where you can invest time or money or strategy or whatever into getting chits like these in order to manipulate your dice rolls to have a little bit more flexibility and freedom later on, that's really cool. I love that. It's super fun. The last 2 sheets that we find inside the box, oh, I thought they were going to be all the same. They're not. More and more and more. These now look like these are cool things that happen in the game that I'm assuming maybe get randomly dealt out. And they have different numbers of little dotty pips on them. So this is a 2 and this is a 3. Maybe these go into stacks. And then when you get into phase 2, you're dealing these puppies out. And then in phase 3, it's these guys. That's my wildest guess. But it looks like there's a lot of different stuff going on as the game. Oh yeah, and these are, I'm gonna guess these are points, and maybe you put these 2 on in order to get this space freighter thing that's got an A side. Oh my gosh, there's B side things in here. There's these 100 pointers if you go, I'm presuming, all around the board. Now you're racking up 100 points and you use that to mark it. I don't know if that's super necessary, because I've never played a game where you've had to argue with people, no, I have 202 points, not 2 points. You know, do you ever use those 100 points? I don't think. It's pretty unnecessary. Unless there are games, and this is very rare that I've seen it, where you're doing multiple trips around the score track, which is rare. But generally, I don't see the point of having a 100-point shit. Oh, look at these suckers. These are big square ones, and they have the, what I'm presuming is the points icon on them. 4s and 3s that let you manipulate dice, and a 1 that also gets you one of those saw-shaped people or makes you discard it, or something is happening. I don't even know. More of these guys. Fancy things going on. The last sheet has ovular pieces, oval-shaped things, that remind me a little bit of Terra Mystica, the priestly tiles in Terra Mystica. Only because they're ovals. That's about the extent of the conclusion I've been able to draw. And then over here, another one of these art pieces. I'll have to look at the instruction booklet to see where these fit later. But, oh my gosh, so much cardboard, which is great, a great thing. Like I say, the last one that I opened that DMExplains sent, I was super excited to play. I think we played it that night, which is really rare for my family. And all three of us, Cheryl not included, the three of us really enjoyed the game. Can't wait to play. I am now itching to get this onto the table proper. It's really cool too. It's a round board and I've got a round table. You ever know that? Maybe you've seen that in my flyover shots. You realize my board is round. My table is round. A round board would fit lovely right there. That I can't pull out any, you get the idea, it's round. You've seen a circle before, I'm sure. Cool, that's Pulsar 2849, the contents of the box anyway. As usual, I'll play the game. I will potentially do a how to play video for the game. I'll potentially do a find the fun video for the game, or I might mention it in a future unboxing and tell you what I thought of it. Bottom line, thank you so much to DMExplains for sending both of those games to me. Watch the first one if you haven't seen it already. If you've played this and you have things to tell me about it and you think it'll be so far up my alley it hurts to cough, let me know. Drop a comment below, or if this interests you, I'm interested to know if you're interested. I'm jazzed and excited as I usually am. Thank you very much for following the channel. Remember, hit me up on Patreon if you would like to be a supporter like DMExplains is. You can back me at as low as $1 a month, even though it looks like the first tier is $3. You can just name your price. Could be $1, could be $1,000. Could be. It's very possible. It's unlikely. But whatever level of support you want to send me, even if you're only supporting me by watching my videos and hitting the like or even the dislike button, or hitting comment or hitting subscribe especially. Hey, look at that number. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. If you want to be one of those incredible initial 10,000, I would love your support in that way too. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Did you just watch that whole thing? Oh, hey, to 100% this video, click the badge to subscribe, and then click the bell to get notifications when I've got new stuff.